most important thing about this whole scene here is that I'm putting my fire tools away safe. Because if you lose those and you're in a wilderness survival situation and it's a wet area like this, then you're going to be in some real trouble. Hello, my name is Melanie Sawyer. I am a living historian, which means my skills are that of the 1700s and 1800s of wilderness survival and how people fed, ate and medicated themselves in those days. So what I'm going to do with you in this video is just to take and show you a few of the things that people used back then that are relevant for today and that you can use when you're out in the wild. One of the plants that I want to show you is a plant that you can eat all the way year through, but especially it's very cool and easy to find in the winter months. This is the yellow dock or curly dock from the dock family. You can see these are the seeds here. They're very easy to identify. There's no poisonous lookalikes. And you can use this as a flower. So you can just simply run your hands along the stalk and very quickly you'll be able to harvest quite a lot of fiber. Some people like to grind it down to just the seeds. People like me who love fiber just use the chaff as well. This is used traditionally as a flower in starvation times. I've read about it in Denmark and Norway. Very, very nutty flavour. It has no gluten, so if you're thinking about making a bread with it, which often was the case, it was mixed with other flours. Or you could just simply use it like this and make a flatbread. Oyster mushrooms are 30 grams a cup. They don't grow in the winter, but they're often found frozen in the snow, so it's a great find. One of my favourites, the Japanese yewberry. Beautifully sweet flesh, but very poisonous seeds, so make sure to spit those out. One of the unknown edibles that people often walk over without even realising that it can help them in a wilderness survival situation is mosses and lichens, and I'm going to briefly touch on that right now. So what I have here is sphagnum moss. A lot of them don't have calorific content, but if you're in a wilderness survival situation, they have the added bonus that you don't have to cook them or clean them in order to eat them. You can just fill your stomach with the goodness of the moss, taking off the roots from below, and it's been often documented in survival situations the people did just that. Now I have in my bag right here one of the mosses that I ate prolifically when I was out on the show. And now this one you actually do need to boil in 2 fresh changes of water. This is called reindeer moss or Icelandic moss. It has great carbohydrates, starches and fibers, which is awesome, and it has some calorific content. So this is a very good moss that I would definitely recommend keeping. Now there's 2 ways you can eat it. You can just boil it in 2 fresh changes of water, as I said, and then eat it just like this. But to me that's very rubbery, and I didn't enjoy it when I first tried. So what I ended up doing was dehydrating it again after I had boiled it and turning it to a flour, which again is very common in survival situations back through the ages. And I used it for my soups and my stews, and even at one point used fats to make a kind of bread on my stones. It was very enjoyable, and this is an awesome way of feeding yourself that is very successful. It lasted me 6 weeks out there, so I give it the thumbs up for sure. I love finding the foxgrape. It gives a variety of essential vitamins and minerals like A and C and K, helps the immune system and helps promote blood clotting. Cedar bark is wonderful as a tinder, and the branches are great for bow drills, so I always grab a few. And I will always harvest the white pine needles. Makes a great tea, and in a pinch you can dry it and use it as a spice too. Now here in the Adirondacks we have the yellow birch, or the golden birch I like to call it, because it's just such a gorgeous gold colour. But we also have the white birch, and it has many different uses. which I did use when I was out in the Arctic. So you can see with the yellow birch, it peels really beautifully. So it's an awesome tinder. With birch, even if it's wet, it will catch fire. So it's a fantastic thing to have on your person. I always had in my coat pockets full of the stuff whenever I was going out. I still do today, in fact. The other thing about birch is it has all sorts of mushrooms. There's the birch polypore, which is great medicinally. When you tap the sap of a birch, which you can do, both the yellow birch and the white birch, it's got some sugars, not as much as a maple, but some sugars. But the white birch especially is a very good medicine, and I totally recommend it. Now, both of these trees have this wonderful thing, which I ate, called cambium. So cambium is the inner layer of the tree. You have the bark, and then you have like a brown layer. Underneath that brown layer, there's a white layer. That's the bit you want to get to. And if you are intending on eating the cambium of any tree, do a strip about this big. You don't want to collar it, because then you are effectively cutting off the passage of water up and down the tree, and you're going to be killing it. So do a long strip downwards, get to that white section, and the yellow birch is my favorite because it tastes like spearmint. There's a couple more things I want to show you, so if you come with me, we'll go look at them. As well as feeding yourself, you also need to treat yourself and make sure that you're healthy. And obviously in nature there is medicine too. Now, I had spotted around here earlier on a couple of old mullein stalks, so I know that under the snow here there's mullein. And after a little bit of moving the snow around, I'm starting to find the leaves. So obviously they're frozen, but that is absolutely no problem when it comes to harvesting. Oh yeah, look at this. Mullein is a fantastic thing. It's great for colds and coughs. It's a decongestant. It loosens the mucus in your throat and helps with sore throats and just general feeling of malade with colds, COVID, flu, all those kind of things. So it's a fantastic plant to find. Sometimes people call this lamb's ear. I've heard that quite often, but it's actually called mullein. Just put them in hot boiling water. It's going to make a really nice lemony flavored drink, which is good for your soul and good for your nose too. So I'm really happy to have found this mullein. It's going to do me well for a week or so. One of the things I want to touch on is preparation is key. And today I've been taking you around to various places, and we've been collecting various different kinds of tinder, of foodstuffs, and medicinal things too. So I always have my foraging bag, and inside of that I have Ziploc bags for things that are going to be wet, and I also have paper bags for things like mushrooms. You should never ever put a forage mushroom into a plastic bag. It is just not done. It's not good for the mushroom. It will sweat and become very limp and not edible at all, to be quite honest. Also, I use Ziplocs for my tinder as well, so water can't get at it. So always be prepared. Make sure that you've got different kinds of bags for different kinds of materials that you're foraging, and most importantly, have fun. Last but not least, one of the wonderful things about foraging is that not only are you foraging food for the now, but you're also looking at where the foods are for the coming seasons. So I'm in winter right now, obviously, but we have spring and summer coming up. And this little guy here is a wonderful sign to see for next year. So this is the flowering head of ramp. Ramps are wonderful plants to have in any proximity. The leaves and the bulbs are garlicky and onion. They're very much prized. So if you see these guys covered in snow, just keep a mental note of where they are, and you can come and find them later on in the season and have yourself a deliciously seasoned little snack. As with any other situation, understanding your weather patterns, especially here in the Adirondacks, is really important. So just as I've been talking about being prepared for your foraging by taking multiple bags, always be prepared for the changes in weather the higher up you get. Right now I'm in snow. Down on the flatlands there's no snow at all. So be safe, be prepared, and I hope to see you again soon. Oh my God. We can use this video for you. Wait. What about you? Like, what do you want? You've got this.
No, this video is for you.
Well, yeah, also, but, you know, you took down that buck and this is the outfit that you're wearing and you can explain what it is or you can explain your gun. Something. I mean, you're really good on camera. You've got oh, it's such a shame. I mean, look at you. Look at you right now.
Yeah.
And I'm videoing.
Are you?
Yes, right now. Go.